All right, what is going on, guys? It is time for another episode of the Chasing Waypoints podcast and live stream. So if you guys are joining us live on YouTube at the moment, we're hanging out. Going to turn down the party a little bit because I know it can be a little bit loud, but we got to get pumped up too. Yeah, we need some music, right?
I like that intro. Sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, I kind of like it. Yeah, find some, and then you got to find the royalty-free music because then, you know.
Dude, again, just put it on the Chasing Waypoints corporate card. He's so tight with that, man. I don't know why.
Hey, got to keep the money going. Yes, I agree. I don't know, Mike. What do you think? Like this song better or the other stuff, or it doesn't matter? Both were good. I kind of like this one. I just kind of feel like it's a little more, you know.
Yeah.
So, hey, the Dakar rally finished last night.
That is true. That is true.
I know.
In honor of RB, Ricky, I got my...
You got the bandana on?
Bandana on. Mm-hmm. I think he gave this to me when he won the 20 Dakar or something like that.
Nice.
It kind of smells because I've been using it in Baja the last 5 days, but...
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's that. And it's my cleanest dirty shirt, so...
All right. It's the Rally Nar. It's the Baja Mexico.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Oh, it's on the podcast.
That's another adventure you guys can rewind to, or we'll put it in the link after or in the description after. So, man, what is going on? I feel like this is, we should have started at like 8:30 or like 8 a.m., you know, so it's like the morning news kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, we're fine.
Where's our weather girl? Come on.
I know. We'll see. I'll have to try and find I don't know how you would do rally weather. Maybe we could it would be cool to find somebody from that region.
I'll find somebody.
There we go.
I got you covered.
Talent acquisition. Dude, I didn't know that's what Erin does. Darren's wife from Sonora Rally. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's like does casting and all this stuff. I saw some pictures the other day.
No idea.
Was it Nardia? What?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I had no idea.
Oh, got it. That. Yeah, I was like, really? And then she's like Emmys and all this stuff. I was like, really? All right, very nice. Wow. I'm like, dude.
Impressive.
Yeah, very much so. Speaking of impressive, dude, RB. Now we can say it is no longer jinxing it.
No bad juju.
No bad juju. The trophy is in hand. Everything is good. So I'm not gonna lie, he was my pick. I talked to David Pearson. He said, "Who's the guy?" And I said, "Ricky. I feel like he's focused." It was a tough decision though, because I know Skylar's there. He's new to the team. Obviously, Skylar can be very, very competitive. Obviously, this time it wasn't. It wasn't. I shouldn't say that. I don't want to sound bad. It wasn't his doing. It was mechanical. It happens.
Racing.
It's racing. Exactly. You're going to push this thing to the absolute maximum limit.
For me, I had Ricky and Nacho 1-2.
Okay.
Them pushing each other. I mean, they're great friends. Nacho's definitely stepped up his game this year. Mm-hmm. Seems like he's got and put a lot of the bad juju behind him. Mm-hmm. And he's super hyper focused like Ricky this year. And I thought it was going to be a 1-2. Mm-hmm. And then I thought it was going to be a 1-2-3 red podium. Yeah. Adrian's kind of always there. Skylar's, he could be there too. And then Pablo. I mean, I thought it was going to be Ricky, Nacho, Pablo.
Yeah.
But hey.
Yeah.
1 out of 3 ain't bad. We got two Red Riders on the podium.
That's
one hero guy.
Yeah.
I don't know Ross Branch.
Yeah, Ross Branch.
I don't know him personally, but yeah, it's good for hero, man.
Yeah, it is. And that was funny. I was actually Jeremy from Jays sent me a link, and I was trying to figure out. So that was one of the things. Like I heard it on the Dakar Rally Daily. Quentin talking about how Hero. That's not their motorcycle, right? They don't make rally bikes. They don't make dirt bikes. They make commuter bikes. Mm-hmm. Largest manufacturer in India, right? As we were saying last night. Yeah. And so he sent me the link. And so it's another company that actually builds the rally bikes for him.
Really?
So it's like a one-off.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. They build and develop rally bikes is what they do. So I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty crazy.
So they're like the Covey of Dakar also.
Yeah.
Like, just building stuff. I mean, obviously they have more time and experience.
Yeah. Yeah. I think next year is going to be a good one for Covey if they keep on the development. I mean, if they showed this year how hungry they were to develop a bike. Like it was like right then and there, just get it developed. There's already, I've already heard some of the talks about them. The stuff that they learned literally at this year, they're literally applying it to bikes that haven't shipped yet, that are about to ship. So they're very serious about moving.
It's commitment.
It is. Yeah. He said 5-year plan. That's what he's, and I think that if they keep it up, it may be sooner than 5 years for the podium and a win.
Yeah. I mean, for a rider, typically, Johnny tells the guys, it's 5 years. It's going to take 5 years to learn, understand, see how everything works. And I think that's what it was for Ricky. It was 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see here. So let's do this. We're going to do our results rundown really quick on the classes, and then we'll be back. We'll do some commentating and stuff. We'll see if we could get Willem on the line, Willem Avenant Racing, and talk about a super brief preview of the Decoding Dakar that's coming up this month. For this month's installment of it. If you guys haven't been following along or new to the channel, Willem Avenant is putting in his bid. He's working to get to the 2025 Dakar, and we're going to be joining in on that journey and bringing you guys the rawness of it. It's not all sunshine and rainbows and sand and road books and peace. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of stuff that happens that has to go into it. So we're going to try and get that, decoded for you. There, pun intended. All right, cool. Let's jump over to the results after stage 12 or through stage 12 results for the GP class. Ross Branch taking the win, 4 hours, 51 minutes and 57 seconds. Again, this is stage 12. Ricky Brabeck opened the stage and did good. 5 minutes and 45 seconds of bonus time. So very well done there. And then you have Adrian Van Beveren, 3 minutes and 17 seconds back. Ricky Brabeck only losing 32 seconds to Ross Branch on the final stage. So very well done there on the Monster Energy Honda. Adrian Van Beveren also on the Monster Energy Honda. Would have been nice final stage, another three red bikes on there, but Ross Branch played it, rode his ass off and made it happen and picked up that last stage win. So very well done too. I mean, Branch picking up consistently podiums all the way through the rally. That's huge for Hero.
Huge consistency throughout the race.
Yeah. And that's what you need on a race like this. I mean, it's 12 stages. You don't get away with, having 2 hero stages and then, unless it's a blowout.
Correct.
Yeah. So Luciano Benavides in the number 4 spot on the Husqvarna factory racing bike, 4 hours, 56 minutes and 35 seconds for him, finishing 4:38 back on stage 12. Toby Price in the number 5 spot, Red Bull KTM factory racing, 4 hours, 58 minutes and 28 seconds for him, 6 minutes and 31 seconds back. Kevin Benavides in the number 6 spot, Red Bull KTM factory racing, going to be 5 hours, 2 minutes and 5 seconds behind, or stage time, 10 minutes, and then picking up a 1 minute penalty. Oops. Then you have Daniel Sanders in the number 7 spot, Red Bull Gas Factory Racing, going to be 5 hours, 4 minutes and 20 seconds for him, finishing 12:23 back. Micek in the number 8 spot, Orion Moto Racing Group, 5 hours, 6 minutes, 24 seconds, finishing 14:27 back. Stan Svitko in the number 9 spot, Slonov Rally Team, 5 hours, 7 minutes, 44 seconds for him, 15 minutes and 47 seconds back. And then Pablo Quintanilla rounding out the top 10 on the Monster Energy Honda team, 5 hours, 9 minutes and 31 seconds, finishing 17:34 back. So good spread, good spread. I know Pablo had some troubles, right?
Nacho.
On the lesson. Or was it not? Oh no, Nacho. That's right.
Yeah. Nacho had fuel pump issues, I believe.
Oh man. So it was a tough break, but I have to talk about him. This was a hell of a ride for him. I think this is his best Dakar showing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, he rode the hell out of that thing. And so, hey, it's the same thing. It's a mechanical. Those things happen. And also I have to say, I don't know how much of it is new, but Ricky kind of led on to that. This was a pretty much like new bike. When you refer to the old bike versus the new bike, he made it seem like this is a whole nother platform, some similarities, but a lot of things changed.
Yeah.
Pretty good result.
When I went to go pick up Ricky's rally bike, and then, visually I can see the differences. And then I'm like, all right, Johnny, let's talk, and then he went over the changes and the similarities of the bike with me. And I was like, okay, yeah. I can't say, but, yeah, it's new, but it's still a little the same.
Yeah.
But a lot new.
Yeah. Well, I figure with the consistency of Honda and a lot of these guys, like Kovei's the newcomer, so I feel like their development is going to change drastically, right? A lot of big components and big changes. Honda has been doing this and consistently doing this for so long that they don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's already round.
Yeah.
They just, now they're really just hunting those fine tuning, which makes them dangerous.
Yeah.
Right.
They have their food plan, to put it simply. They have a food plan. They know it works. They know what the riders like. Maybe one guy likes this, guy likes this. So they just do a little tweaking here and there, and find that happy medium that works well with the bike.
Yeah. Until they make it happen. And speaking of making it happen, let's take a look really quick at the results for Rally 2. So no stranger to the podium, Bradley Cox. Bradley actually putting a ride together. He was showing top 10 for a while in the on the overall for the stage. I lost track of him. I didn't look at it for this one, but 5 hours. Oh, no. Hey, what did we do here? Did we got the wrong one? Uh-oh. Let's go back to our scene while I change this really quick for you guys. So I thought I'd see that's what it's too early. Oh, I know what it is. The coffee hasn't hit yet.
Ooh. Well, if you guys ever come to Adventure Taco Studios, and I've never seen so much alcohol in a place, bro.
Oh, dude.
This place is insane. You can open 3 bars.
Well,
what this alcohol is that Taco Studios has here.
It's a funny adventure taco.
Do I want a mimosa or do I want a cranberry vodka in the morning?
Yeah, what are we feeling?
I'm not telling anybody.
Let's see here. No, that's definitely not the Rally 2 results there. No, it's interesting personal story on that one. The group of friends that I had in back when I was doing my studies, I disappeared for a while to focus on my things, and everybody thought I went to rehab because I was drinking. I'm like, what are you talking about? And actually it ended up being, no, I was just focused on my stuff, but I've always enjoyed trying different like foods and things like that. And so mixology kind of became a thing. So yeah, there's a lot, but I have one drink, I come up with a recipe, and then I'm the local bartender for the neighborhood.
Perfect.
So it works out. All right.
Morning, Chris B. How are you, bud?
Chris B, good morning. So let's see here. Okay, I'm going to have to go all the way back over here. Working on the results for you guys here, but just taking me a second here because I grabbed the wrong screenshot. And if you guys want to see what we're looking at, it's on the Dakar website. If you go on down to the live portion, you can see what is going on there. So stage, and then we're going to go to Rally 2. And then that is through stage 12. Yes. See, I thought I had this one.
Hey.
Yes.
Where's Papa Taco? I haven't seen Papa Taco.
Dude, Papa Taco, I think, is asleep right now.
What? I thought, is Mama Taco making like some chorizo and eggs? What's going on? No, none of that going on?
No, they're getting ready for a party tonight.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now we got our right screenshot here. Sorry, guys. We're literally, if you couldn't tell, we're doing this live. So let's see. We're going to do that one. We select that one. That one. Okay. And now we are good to go. So let's get out of this one. Okay. Results. Rally 2. Llanos making it happen on the X-Raids Experience bike. 1 hour, 51 minutes and 54 seconds for him. And then Team Dumoutier Racing, 1 hour, 52 minutes and 3 seconds with 9 seconds finishing the stage. We knew, it was a fast stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like, let's see how fast this goes. Divisi finishing up in the 3rd spot, BAS World KTM Racing Team. That is a 1:52.16 for him, and then 22 seconds back. So not bad. Top 3, 22 seconds between them. So Milik in the number 4 spot on the BAS World KTM Racing Team bike. Why is that one? That one is also wrong too. Dude, what happened? Let me go back and we'll get this one. Actually, here, let's show you guys the stage main. We'll talk about that really quick while I fix it. So that was yesterday's map, stage number 12. And you can see we put some miles down. 2,007 miles total liaison for these guys.
Dude.
That's just commuting.
How much again? Where are you seeing that at?
2,007 miles over there on the left.
Dude, that's right in the Peninsula Baja and back.
Yeah, I know.
On your moto.
Yeah, that's not the business.
Do you see that one video, Ricky, on the liaison? He's just like riding side saddle on his bike.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. How horrible is that?
Well, yeah. I mean, you have no other choice. I mean, you got to commute.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it sucks for them.
It's part of the game.
It is part of the game. Yeah. And I don't think so. Usually there's either land considerations, terrain considerations.
Yeah. Just like Baja, just like fences and everything. They got to negotiate.
Yeah. They don't just do it because they feel like that's what they want to, screw up or mess with people. But I will say though, that this year I didn't spot any of the gnarly, absolutely horrible, super, super long liaisons.
Yeah.
1,000 kilometers. I think six or 800 kilometer liaison, I think is what I saw last year. And I know the guys weren't a fan of that for sure.
Hey, who's this episode powered by? Who's the sponsor?
This
now?
one?
Motominded, or who do you got?
Yeah, we're powered by Motominded this year.
Dude, Motominded. Thanks,
I know.
Dude.
Gracias.
Can you make another deposit so we can bump up the corporate credit card? It's really important for us. Not Vic, but the rest of us. So
we have mouths to feed. No, all joking aside, hats off to the crew at Motominded, Chris and the team there. We really appreciate the support from you guys. And absolutely, I mean, we're looking forward to it. We got a whole year coming. I'm not going to talk about my bike because then we're going to get into the why haven't you ridden it conversation.
Yeah, let's go check out your garage after this is over.
No.
I want to see the progress.
Why?
Why not?
All right. Almost there, guys. Sorry. And okay. Now we can officially talk about the results that I can't seem. I swear I did this too. We were literally just talking and getting ready when this was all going down.
I kind of made you just do it last minute, so I'll take the bullet on that.
No. Okay, so Bradley Cox finishing up fourth on stage number 12, BAS World KTM Racing Team, 1 hour, 52 minutes and 59 seconds, 1 minute, 5 seconds back. And then Harriet Noah in the number 5 spot, Sherco TBS Rally Factory, 152.59 for him, finishing 105 back. LePon in the number 6 spot, Deuced Rally Team, 1 hour, 54 minutes and 21 seconds for him. And then 227 back. Monstari on the Fantic, the only Fantic I've seen. Jane, I think, though, is on Fantic, that one girl, the hard enduro champ or something like that.
She's rad, dude.
Dude.
She's for sure rad.
That's some gnarliness there. All right. In the number 7 spot on the Fantic Racing Rally Team, 1 hour, 54 minutes and 49 seconds, finishing 255 back. That's Montanari. Mulek in the number 8 spot, BAS World KTM Racing Team, 154.54 for him, finishing 3 minutes back. And then Durage in the number 9 spot, Orion Moto Racing Group, 156.19 for him, 4 minutes, 25 seconds back. And then Edster in the 10 spot, Keeney Rally Racing Team, 158.14. So not bad. 6 minutes, 20 seconds separating the top 10. Close battle up top. Rally 2. Harith Noah finally finding out that he won the Dakar.
Yeah. I won? Really?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I want to see
he finished like 11th overall.
Yeah, dude, he was up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is a very impressive ride for him. So
and Sherco.
Yeah, I mean, that's good publicity for Sherco. I mean, we don't know. I don't know what their plans are. I mean, they've been present at a few of these already.
Yeah, they're big in endurocross and with the Abbots. I think he's on a Sherco.
Yeah.
Personally, I haven't even seen one.
No.
Close up.
We'll have to check it out. Maybe at the SoCal Rally, there'll be one floating.
They got a dealer in San Diego. We could just put the card on it again.
No, I'm supposed to get a Cove.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's get a Cove instead.
We'll get some Coves for the fleet. One bike.
Oh, come on, bruh.
I would just start collecting them. And Willem, Ross fought hard. He absolutely did. And his strategy, and I mean, dude, he put the thing together. I mean, that is a hell of a ride on a hero, and being a hero on the hero. All right, let's see how many more puns we can come up with. All right, so let's take a look really quick at our overall. This should be the correct one. Yeah, looks like the correct one.
Yep.
Oh, hey, look, it's Ricky Brabeck. All the way up at the top. So very well done on Ricky there. 49 hours, 37 minutes, and 57 seconds total for the Dakar Rally of 2024. Ross Branch finishing up 49 hours, 48 minutes, and 19 seconds with 10:22 back. So no time gain or loss really on the last stage.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought Ricky was going to lay low and just get the finish, but he went for the win.
He did. I think that was the whole year was just, I feel like Ricky was kind of undercover and focused the whole year, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam.
Yeah, I think they're going to go for the whole series.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
That would be nice. If they do that, I think then I'm gonna do the coverage on it like this year.
Oh yeah, you should. Absolutely.
Yeah. That would be rad to do it. Yeah.
And then yeah. So I'm not sure. Well, if one guy does it, I'm sure they're all going to do it.
Yeah. How many bikes?
And it really depends on their contract. Cause like talking with Ricky and stuff or Johnny or whomever, or whatever, I have so many conversations. It might not be in their contract that they have to do it. So they don't have to go to all the races. Mm-hmm. They can if they choose, but if it's not in their contract, they don't have to, Okay. So, but if it is, they're going.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's on a high right now, winning this is the race. Willem and I talked about this, that the Dakar is an interesting thing. Like the guys that are in rally are not, like we were talking specifically with Willem, you don't define, like none of us, at least I would never define myself like, oh, I did the Dakar rally. That's my defining moment. Like, cause there's so many other rallies, so many other things. So we may not be, but other people, like you go and you talk, well, I race rally, or oh, have you done the Dakar? Like everybody looks at you and it's like, that's the pinnacle of it. And it is, not to take anything away from it, but at the same time, it's like, there's a lot of other things that you could do, a lot of other accomplishments. And this is 12 days of hell, 13 days of hell. I mean, there's no easiness to this. So
no, just early mornings, getting up, sleeping. And Ricky's a big guy, sleeping in the motorhome,
pretzeled.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Johnny's in there. I know in years past, the guys are in the motorhome and Johnny's in the tent on the ground.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. We'd be out doing something. He's like, Nar, time me. I got to practice how long it takes me to do my tent. I'm like, for what? He goes, I'm sleeping in the tent, this Dakar. I'm like, you're not in the motorhome? He's like, no, there's no room, dude. I'm just like, all right.
Party of two.
Yeah.
Chris B, that clip of Jane kicking her tower to straighten it was gold. Why did I see?
No, I've been following her.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Nice. I'm going to have to figure out, I'm going to have to see that clip. I can only imagine being out in the middle of nowhere and just boot stomping this.
Yeah, her tower was just all
wadded out to the side.
Mm-hmm.
I may have seen a picture of it. I just can't for sure say it was her bike. Okay, so speaking of impressive rides, Nacho Cornejo, 4, very nice. Monster Energy Honda team, 50 hours, 16 minutes, and 41 seconds, finishing 38 minutes and 14 seconds back. So picking up 17 minutes and 57 seconds of bonus time. So very nice. I think this bonus time thing is working.
What did Ricky pick up overall?
Ricky pick up overall right here.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, 18:28.
And Ross only 3:59.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good ride. I mean, see, that's the Ross picking his like when and what stage wins. I mean, I feel like he was picking at this point, but it's still a hell of a ride. Second place with only 3 minutes of bonus time.
So do the math. If you take out all the bonus times of the top 5, how close are they really?
That is a good one. Let's do the math really quick. Okay, so subtract 18 minutes. That would put Ricky to third. Subtract 3 minutes. That's Ross. And then, so loose math, and if I'm wrong, jump on the chat, but loose math shows Ross, Van Beveren, and Brabeck. If you just remove the bonus time. Yeah. And that actually... I think it may even put
Nachito?
No, because he's got that 6-minute penalty.
He's got 38 minutes down or something.
Yeah, that's true. So 38, 14 back. Yeah, actually, you're right. There's more math to it. So it's too early. Why do you have to ask me math questions? It's too early. I don't know. Okay. All right, moving on. Kevin Benavidez is in the number 5 spot. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. 50 hours, 20 minutes, and 16 seconds, finishing 42.19 back for him. Toby Price in the number 6 spot. He is 47 minutes and 59 seconds back from Brabeck. Luciano Benavides in the number 7 spot. Husqvarna Factory Racing Bike finishing 55 minutes and 48 seconds behind Ricky. Then you have Daniel Sanders in the number 8 spot. Red Bull Gas Factory Racing finishing 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 25 seconds back. Stefan Svitko in the number 9 spot. Slonov Rally Team finishing 154 and 18 seconds back. And then Michek in the number 10 spot, finishing 2 hours, 43 minutes, and 40 seconds back. So not a bad spread for the overall on this.
I mean, Sanders made it all the way through. Didn't he crash out or get hurt last year or last 2 years?
Yeah, crash out. And then right before, I think it was a femur he had broken. Yeah. So it wasn't really recuperated on that one. So let's take a look at these. What are you showing?
Showing your little mini Dakar.
The mini Dakars? The little baby Dakars?
Yeah, they're pretty cool. And you can purchase these.
All right, let's look at the stage again. Okay, so 2,007 miles of commuting. So there's that. Special 2929. So 2,929 miles of actual racing.
Dude.
On the clock.
3,000 miles of racing. Racing, of being hyper-focused, looking at your road book, looking at terrain.
Dude, what would be crazy to find out, and I don't know if we could, how many notes they ran through. Oh. In 3,000 miles.
Oh, dude, come on.
Yeah.
No one wants to do the math on that.
I know. I mean, if you average notes per kilometer, if you averaged 1 note per kilometer, which is actually in some cases, I think that's lenient. Like I think that it's more like per half kilometer. I mean, there's notes that are like,
when I make my road book, I mean, my whole focus is safety. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be the guy that hurts Ricky or Johnny or Kendall or Jacob or whoever runs my road books. Like safety is number one. Dude, I put a lot of notes.
Yeah.
1 kilometer is usually a lot of notes.
A lot of notes in 1
so
day.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
There's no way, dude.
Yeah. So, I mean, just roughly, we'll include the liaison kilometers, but I'm going to guess that they ran through no less than 8,000 road book notes to make it to the end of the Dakar, to do the lap.
I'm saying that's pretty light.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's if your average is. That's averaging 1 note per kilometer, but including the liaison, which the liaison usually doesn't have that many notes. You know, it's usually not that complicated, but still. Almost 8,000 kilometers or 4,936 miles that these guys total ran, both of them. And if you guys are looking at the math, and the math is a little bit off, I'm just multiplying the kilometers by 0.62 and then rounding up or down depending. So anyway, so 4,936 miles total, 2,929 miles. And with Ricky Brabeck's time, he actually bumped this up by 2 miles an hour on the last stage, averaging 59 miles per hour average for the 2024 Dakar. That's
dude, are you going fast. That fast? Dude, I'm reading my road books. I'm as fast as a salted snail. You know, I'm just like, I'm like, oh, there goes Philip past me again. No, I'm kidding. But yeah,
that's hauling.
That's intense, dude.
It is. Yeah, I'm curious to compare that. I think the Bajas are like 52. I think some, depending on what it is, if it's a peninsula run or if it's a loop.
Depends on the year, terrain, pre-running. There's so many factors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, by the time the bikes get there and all the trophy pre-runners have gone through.
Yeah, they're like low 50-ishes average.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty unique. So, all right. So we know what our overall was, the top 10 on the bikes. We could do a little bit of looking around on some of the other guys, because we have another one. There's another badass amongst them, and we'll go on that one. Make sure, there it is, and there he is, Mr. Kyle McCoy.
Yeah. Is that the overall standings?
Yeah, this is their overall for the Malamoto class. Yeah, Tobias Ebster making it happen 58 hours for him, but I mean, so for those playing the
sorry, look at that. No penalties for. Right?
Yeah. Kyle, holy hell, man. Very well done. Dude, everybody in the class has penalties.
37 minutes, 43 minutes, 36 minutes of penalty. Mr. McCoy, 0.
Yeah, clean run. Yeah, yeah. I know the verbiage when they come in and the rally comp is not showing anything. I just tell them that clean run. So very well done. I mean, you're talking speed zones, waypoints, getting every waypoint, making everything. I mean, that's
it's boggling. I think with 0 penalties, I would think we'd maybe be a little bit higher in the rankings, but who knows what happened.
Yeah. Well, I know he had, he talked about the one downtime that he had with the fuel pump issue, or the fuel pump switch issue, which, I mean, it sucks, but, you know, you could tell on the interview afterwards, it was definitely a moment for him. So, but he pulled through. I mean, 78 hours, dude, that is a long day.
First Mally moto back, 58 hours. What was Ricky's time?
Ricky, Malamoto Ricky, so 58 and then
flat.
58.17 flat, and then results overall 49. So a little under 10 hours difference. Yeah.
Over 10 hours, no?
49.37 to 58.
Okay,
yeah. Dude.
Doing all your own work, doing everything, racing 3,000 miles, and you're only 10 hours behind the leader.
Yeah.
That's a win, dude.
So let's put that really quick into context. I mean, and actually Kyle would be the one to, and I'm going to reach out to him, and I don't know if Kyle will see that. He may even be watching, but he may not. It's 7:54 p.m. right there. I would fully expect him to be in a room passed out, but, you know, shower, the whole thing. But if you think about it, so you just got done running the Baja 400 and you got to get ready to run the Baja 400 again the next day. How much prep are you really going to have to do on the bike, you know, to be ready for that?
You got to manage your bike.
Yeah.
You have to manage your bike. You have to think about so many things, but yeah.
Yeah, but you think time-wise, right? You think, okay, so say clean run, perfect, nothing to do. Didn't hit any rocks, don't have to worry about the tires look great. You're still an hour checking everything over, maybe an oil change.
Well, definitely it depends on, you know, how hard were you on the clutch. I mean, someone once told me oil's cheap, motors are expensive.
Yeah.
You know, if I was doing one thing, I'd be changing the oil every day. If, you know, they provided the oil and everything and filters. Yeah. One thing I'm doing right there.
Yeah, Motul. This is now it's not the Malamoto class, or the originals by Motul. So they're provided all the chemicals and things like that. They provide like a pit area for them and certain things, but very, very nice.
Yeah, I know if I did it, if I was racing and I didn't take any diggers or whatnot, my general maintenance would be like once over, oil, and just checking on my protection every day on my fittings, looking for wet spots, seeing where some possible leaking. That would be good.
Yeah, and that's the, you know, then mentally keeping track. I mean, I feel like, okay, I got to remember that I hit this rock. You know, I better pay extra attention to the spokes, you know, or I did this or I did that, you know, trying to even maybe sometimes trying to remember the specialty items that maybe your program doesn't involve that, but you're like, damn, you know, I was really hard on the dunes today and the clutch. Maybe I should check it, even though my plan was to check it next stage, you know, that kind of thing. So, but that's the difference, you know. Ricky and any of the other guys that are supported, they show up, they hand the bike off, they got their guy, and their guy knows that bike, you know, knows what every weld looks like on that frame, you know, knows everything. So,
hey, just pop in my head right now. So, say you're racing big crack so now you know, right? You only need so many parts, spots, whatever. There's another competitor running out of moto. He's out for some reason. You guys are buds. They're transporting his box here every day. His box, if he's out there, you know what I'm saying? Some relationships in that class. Someone happens to go out. If they're transporting their box every day. Dude, this guy's got it. Take his wheels. Is that possible?
I think you can do. Yeah, I think you are allowed to do that. Yeah, as their stuff's there, because I know, like, I think there was like gloves and let's see here. So I'm trying to think. Chris is telling us we've got music playing. Let me see here. Oh, I think they're. Oh, I didn't notice that. It's the Dakar music. Oh, thank you guys. So this is like when you have 63 tabs open and you don't know which one is actually playing. So there. All right. Thank you guys. So yes, music playing over your voices. All right. Hopefully it wasn't too horribly loud, and we were slightly louder than that. Okay. So yeah, dude, I don't know how, I mean, that's it. In last year for him, Kyle had an early exit, and for this time to him go back, like I felt like it was, he kind of kept it on the down low. I'm sure there were certain people that knew, but it totally had unfinished business written all over it.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah, it went last year, didn't make it happen, early exit. And this year was like, I'm going to make it happen. And the top 10. I mean, that's.
Yeah. How many entrants were there total in Malimoto?
In Malimoto, I think they made it to 20, or let's see.
No withdrawals. Well, no, that's
stage one. Oh yeah, no, that's the other. Okay, that's everybody. Okay, so yeah, I mean, they're 20 guys, 30 guys. They don't take a big group.
No.
And I mean, and still all of these guys to sign up on it and say like, yeah, I got this. Hold my beverage of choice. Very, very well done on Kyle. So very well, good job. And Chris B with the number. Yeah, 30. Okay, so it was 30. I saw a post from him this morning, but yeah, 30 guys, dude. That's crazy. And 20 guys to finish. Let's just talk about 2/3 finishing. Mm-hmm. I would expect half, Yeah,
I'd definitely be forming relationships and be like, hey, bro, you tap out. Can I have access to your stuff?
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but like I see it as if maybe guys working together. Your life, like someone is hitting the pause button and the play button. All right. Thank you for that. I'm looking at the signal and it looks good here. Don't look like we're dropping much frames. It's actually less than last night. So I don't know. Have you tried turning it on and off? Tech support voice. That wasn't really tech support voice. So yeah, I mean, I think that is that class is something else. And I mean, you have your Ironman guys like that race Baja that, do it nonstop, but at length, at the very longest, you're going to have, like Edgar Cota, this Baja 1000 on the Peninsula run. That's it. You're going to do just over 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
These guys are going to do that 3 times. Yeah, you get to stop every night, but dude, by the end of the 5th day,
Dude, I just got done riding like 700 or 800 miles in Baja, and I'm just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And like, I finally slept good last night here. But yeah, these guys getting up every day.
Yeah.
I mean, just the liaison alone is just,
I know,
enough to go, I got to do this again.
I know. So let's go over to some of the vehicle stuff really quick.
Morning, Lizzie.
Let's see. All right. So on the T4, the SSV side of the house, Xavier de Soltré, a name normally seen on the bikes with Sebastian Loeb Racing and Bartol team taking the win on that one. But the reason we are gathered here is sitting in number 4, Sarah Price and Jeremy Gray, putting together a pretty solid run.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, first time she's got the blue flag there. If you guys can see at the bottom, that is a Dakar rookie and 4th in class. Very well done. So not too bad. Finishing an hour and 18 minutes back and picking up 15 minutes penalty. But it looks like penalties was the soup du jour in that class. I don't know if anybody had a clean run. Dude, I wonder how much...
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Dude, 79 hours of penalty, that guy.
Ouch. Yeah, that is brutal.
I'll take 2 weeks of penalties, please. No. 79, just round it up to 80.
Yeah.
I want the full 2 weeks of penalties.
Just give me the 1 hour. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. Yeah. Man. But well done. Sarah Price making it happen. Stunt rider too, right? UTV is kind of like another, I mean, she rides motorcycles. That's her.
Who was I talking to? I don't know, was it Gerbil or somebody? I think it might have been Gerbil. Gerbil Shots, photo guy. Mm-hmm. Anyways, he was riding with Sarah and Ricky, I think out in HV in Honda Valley, and they're riding. He's like, hey, maybe we should go here. And then he's like, I don't know if Sarah can make it or something. And Gerbil was like, holy crap, dude. She can freaking ride. She was going up stuff that most guys can't make. And I was like, never going to ride with her.
Yeah, never mind. So very well done, Sarah Price in the number 4 spot on that one. And then let's jump on over to the T3 guys. And let's see who we've got. Christina Gutierrez on the Red Bull Off-Road Junior team making that one happen. Interesting enough, that is a where Seth Quintero graduated from. So we'll talk about him in a minute. That was pretty awesome. Mitch Guthrie and Kellen Walsh putting up that number 2 on the Taurus Factory team. 54 hours, 35 minutes, and 33 seconds on that one. So very well done. Just 35 minutes out. That's what it's showing here. So this is what's posted on the website. General ranking after stage 12. Who knows? I don't think I've seen any provisional flags, but I know they've released a bunch of results here. Probably in the next few. Moving on down, we've got Austin Jones and Gustavo Gulman, Can-Am Factory team. 55 hours, 44 minutes, and 34 seconds for him. 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 47 seconds out of the top there. And then let's talk about Francisco Lopez. Look at that. No penalties. Clean run.
Yeah.
Very nice. So, and, okay, well, he's got the legend flag on him. So he's done this a few times.
Couple times.
Yeah. Very well done. And all right, let's see here. And let's jump over to the last one on the cars. And then this should be the T1 plus guys. And then we were looking for Seth Quintero finishing up on this one. He was I thought he finished up 20th, somewhere in there. I'm probably scrolling. There he is. Yeah, 26th. So Toyota Gazoo Racing in the T1 plus category, finishing 117 hours and 20 minutes, picking up 67 hours behind, 54 hours in penalties there. So tough go for him, but not bad for the debut in the T1 plus category. So, I mean, that's pretty good to go from a UTV to basically the trophy trucks of Dakar.
Hey, I know it's probably not on your list, but what about, is it called the M1 class or the T1000 class? Can we check that out?
The T1. Oh, yeah.
I want to see what Jamie Campbell did. I kind of know what he did. I think they finished on the the stage on the podium, but I think they were like 4th. But dude, to get that and just a hydrogen powered the heist, to go out there. I mean, so in that class, I don't know. I'll have to reach out to Jamie, and I'm not sure if they're all hydrogen or they're battery for his class, or they can use any alternative fuel that they want. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if they're limited or whatever goes. I'm not sure. Yeah,
that's a hydrogen power. So
it doesn't really say though what their use and finisher 100%. Okay, so it gives you number 1 guy finished 100% of the stages. Mm-hmm. Number 2 guy finished 98% of the stages. 3 guy 96, and Jamie and Bruno finished 89% of the stages.
Yeah. So I mean, not so very interesting. It's not a time thing; it's a distance thing.
Yeah, and they're running a varied course. Mm-hmm. And talking with Jamie while he's out there, dude, I was so pumped. I'm in the airport going to Oklahoma, and then I'm talking to Jamie, and he's in Dakar, and I was like, it's so crazy. Yeah. I don't know what. I mean, I think it's a cool concept. It'll be cool to see these guys start going further distances. Obviously, it's not. And I mean, I can tell you that the 1030 car, the KH7 Energy, that's a big truck. That's not a little. They're different class, or they're different cars in the same class, basically. Yeah.
So, but still, I mean, it's a great showing. And I mean, and Jamie Campbell, no stranger to building race cars.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So
some championship winning cars from Raceco.
Yep. So very nice to see that. I mean, hopefully we see him back. You know, it would be interesting.
Oh,
if this was the bug.
I know it'd be interesting because I know some people.
I feel like this is going to be a ride your bike more.
No.
Oh, okay.
And we can probably bring 2 more on. Is enter the Motorhome World Championships on the corporate card. Dude, I've seen all kinds of motorhomes in Baja that we can get fairly cheap and modify it.
As long as they have a diesel motor, because I feel diesel is more readily available in those parts of the world.
We can make that happen.
All right. Anyway, so we're going to field an entry into the, dude, I wonder how much it is to go. I've heard it's some like 5-figure stuff to buy a bivouac pass.
Dude, yeah.
So it was pretty crazy. Yeah. So well done, Jamie Campbell. 89% on that one, 120 points, finishing up 4th in the Mission 1000 class. So very awesome to see that. That is going to be, that's a good, I think they're on the right track with this. I think it'll be cool with the alternative fuels. As long as we still have motorcycles and they don't force everybody to go to some hybrid 2-stroke with battery power thing. Yeah, that'd be horrible. Speaking of which, we saw that last night, right? That bike coming around. I think that's the bike. Maybe this is bad. That's the bike that Jamie was welding on, using some of his dime skills there.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you look at the video too, if you really study it, you can see when that guy's air vest deploys.
Oh, it deploys?
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
that's an interesting one. Have you heard any feedback from Ricky or any of the Honda team, any of those guys on?
When it first came out, it was a little, but they got it fitted pretty good, and they like it.
Nice. Yeah, I kind of figured that is where. I mean, I think that's where it's headed. That they're trying a bunch of different things. I know the Leots, when that first came out, the neck braces, that was like everybody was on that one, and then slowly but surely they started to kind of melt away. Mm-hmm. There's still a lot of riders using them, but there's a lot more riders that used to and not anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. If anything, I use a neck roll.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was with my buddy Sandeep the last 5 days in Baja, and he's a brain and spinal surgeon, and we're talking about that, and he's like, well, might help, might not.
Yeah.
He's on the fence himself, and he repairs spines and brains for a living, so I don't know.
Now, is this on the Leot or the airbag?
No, I'm talking about like the Leot, the neck
Oh,
braces.
okay. Yeah. Well, I think that one, like the knee braces, that it moves it moves the force of impact elsewhere. So more collarbones.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe not, but yeah, I guess that's what's the lesser of two evils, is the what broken bone versus what broken bone.
Absolutely.
That's going to be a tough one on that one. So very well done. I mean, what else do we got? I mean, we had a pretty good ride for all these guys. What classes are we forgetting? I mean, there's a bunch of classes that they're, the Dakar class. I got to say the Dakar Classic was cool. I liked, I'm kind of partial to the old Porsches and the old kind of vintage Dakar,
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is interesting though.
What about the women's class? They have a women's class, correct though?
I think they did a women's class, but let's see let's explore. Ranking Rally 2 Women's Trophy. Jane Daniels. 69 hours, 45 minutes, and 2 seconds. Let's make sure.
She was the only one? We hit withdrawals.
But it's because it shows everybody in the withdrawals.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
I thought since we were just clicked on that class that it would show just that class.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. But very nice from Great Britain. I'm going to see. I mean, I have a message to her on Instagram to try and get a hold of her. It would be cool to do it in the bivouac with her and just kind of figure out that, because for her, she comes from a whole different discipline of riding. Mm-hmm. So it's awesome to see that. I mean, obviously you got to be tough. Picking up 27 minutes of penalty. So that's not.
That would have been like 160 hours of penalties.
There were 2 women on bikes. Thanks, Chris. Do you recall who the other one was? I think you mentioned it last night. It was Jane and then one other. You did say the name. Let's see here. What else we got? Those are the ranking FIA Women's Trophy, T4 Rookie Challenge. Ranking is coming, so nothing there. That'll be an interesting one to see, because I think Sarah might be part of that one. Yeah. Let's see here. What else we got? I think we're pretty caught up. We got all these different classes. I think this is the T1, T1.2, T1.U Ultimate. Carlos Sainz laying it down. El Matador. 48 hours, 15 minutes. What did that look like? Yeah, laid it down. So in the cars, Team Audi Sport, 48 hours, 15 minutes, and 18 seconds for Carlos Sainz. How does that compare to Ricky's time?
48:15.
Overall, there we go.
Beat him.
49:37. Yeah. So
yeah, but he's in a cage and he's got a window. So
yeah,
how fair is that?
And he's got help.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has a co-dog.
Hey, I don't know if I heard it here or in talking with someone. They place top 3 on the stage, they get a medal.
Mm-hmm.
They have to pay. They have to pay the organization, Dakar, a fee if they get for their medal, if they get one.
Yeah.
If they trophy that stage. So yeah, that's weird. I thought that was weird. You think that would just be included?
That's not part of the $1 million entry fee that they charge?
No, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, they have to pay a fee for medals if they trophy or if they podium for that stage to receive their medal.
Yeah.
I thought that was insane.
Yeah, that's kind of, is that like this is how we keep the costs down kind of thing? They don't spread it across everybody. I wonder what the math behind that is. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. So let's see on the overdrive. Guillaume de Vives. Okay, the number 2 car, 221, finishing 49.
How are you so good with these names, bro? I'm looking at this. I'm like, I'm not going to even attempt it.
I go phonetically and hope for the best. All right, Sebastian Loeb. That one we know.
Yes.
Dude, this guy's like the Tom Cruise of rally. He like drives all these different things. And dude, do not put him on a rally car on a road stage. This guy is absolutely a burner. You know who else is actually, and I'm a fan of now. If you guys haven't seen it, there's a documentary on Fernando Alonso on, I believe it's either Amazon Prime or Netflix, one of the two streams. Yeah.
What's it called?
It's Alonso, I think is the,
okay.
It's super simple, but it's actually a really good documentary, and it's really cool to see how like this dude drives everything. He's one of the, he enjoys motorsport, and it was really cool seeing kind of a look, but he does the Dakar in that, they show his bid at the Dakar and all of the stuff that he went through. And it was really cool to see that. And it's pretty awesome to see some of the behind the scenes stuff that we don't really normally get to see. Especially when in that one, I found out that he's very, very technical. Like the engineers kind of almost don't like him because he asks questions that they don't like. They can answer, but it's not, Mike, you just did it. Mr. Clean McCoy. It's over for Kyle. That is his new nickname. Mr. Clean McCoy. Kyle makes Mr. Clean look dirty. Yeah, dude, you don't race 3,000 miles.
0 penalties.
Yeah. Or 5,000 miles because you can get penalties on a liaison.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And not only that, I think they broadcast it to even if the cops don't stop you, the Dakar will, and they fine you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I sent Johnny a message this morning because I was laying there in bed when I woke up, and I was like, okay, we won. So I said, hey, proud of you again, buddy. Love you, Saba Muher. That's his nickname. Great job. And then he just wrote back. He's like, Nar, thanks for your efforts and the love on the sport.
Nice.
Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, super pumped for Johnny, dude. I mean, it's not just Johnny. I mean, every team goes through this and puts the effort in and stuff, and to come out on top, you know, not once but twice is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
it's not an accident.
No, and I mean, and again, I go back to the interview, the NAR files with Ide. When you start to find out a little bit, when you pull the curtain back just a little bit and find out, some of the inner workings of it. And when I say, I mean, it's very surface level, but the idea of how that team works, it's very, I don't know. I think it's a pretty I think it's a pretty good dynamic.
Yeah.
It's like an F1 team.
Speaking of Jamie MSN, Jamie a message.
Jamie?
Tell him, good job.
Yeah. So let's see. Dude, Mr. Clean McCoy. It is totally going to say. Okay, there we go. And let's see here. Sharing the feed on my socials. Awesome. Let's see if Willem said he was going to.
He was working.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can get him on the horn.
Your music's loud again, bro. Kotas.
Is it? I shouldn't have. Music is really bad over your voice. Okay, I am. All right, we're gonna do away with the results thing. No, it should. Everything should be muted. I'm not seeing any. Looking. No, nothing there. Nothing should be. No, we've only got this tab open. Don't see anything.
Anybody
there.
else hearing what he's hearing?
Yeah. Do we still have music going?
Maybe it's just my heavy breathing.
I'm just looking for anything that might be open that could be.
Click off your red tube.
I know, right?
Dude, come on.
Okay, it's fixed now.
Did you find it?
Okay. No, I don't know. Boom just said it's good. All right. We're yeah. This is new software for me. So
It says it's just us, so.
Yeah. No, we're good to go now. Okay, so now let's see.
I'm kind of warm in this.
Is it?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, no music now.
Oh, dude. I have a nacho one. Nacho gave me like a special one-off one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. I was hoping to wear that.
Yeah.
If you won.
I think I hear. Do we hear a Willem?
That's the Willem right there. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. I'm having fun listening to you guys and watching you this morning. It's almost sad that Dakar's over. It's like I don't know what I'm going to do for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm sure you'll find plenty of things to do. Good morning, bud. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I've been telling everybody your bomber story and you're getting your bike going in the middle of nowhere with the threat of leaving it there.
Oh,
that's
dude,
like
when I was telling the story yesterday and then to Sandeep, and then I was like, and then I'm like, I'm in a worse spot than the first time. And then you're like, all right, we're going to work on getting Philip out, and then we're working on you. I'm like, yeah, I'm a bike. And you're just like, no, you're priority. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to leave the bomber. Some Mexican family's going to find it, and then I'll never see her again. I just went over there and hugged her. I'm like, please start. We have to save Philip. And then she started. I'm like, William, we're going to save Philip. I got the bike going. And dude, it was just, that one day was crazy, but it all worked out.
Yeah, no, it's like that's up there with my rally stories. I'm like, if Will ever wanted to get a bike started, that you had the will, man. You proved it.
We had to save Philip, bro. That was it. We had to save Philip.
So
well, we'll have to check with Scotty, but Philip said to me he's coming back, so hopefully we're gonna see you at the start line as well.
I'm just like. I'm like, and everyone's asking me, you can do it again? You can do it again? I'm like, I got some other fires or some other irons in the fire. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see.
Look, if it was me, I'd probably not do it on a Honda, but
Whoa.
That's just me.
You know what? It's funny. Like I've owned
shots fired.
Yeah, I've owned the bomber. Johnny gave me the bomber, and she was never touched since the 12 Dakar. Motor's never been cracked. It's been perfect. And then when I have it rebuilt and then cross the border, then everything happens. It's just anything that can happen in Mexico will.
Yeah,
it's proved itself time and time again.
It's one of those things.
Yeah,
whatever can and go. So Willem, what did you think?
I was listening to you guys, and I don't know if you guys how deep you've dove into this thing, but the funny thing to me is if you go and look at the times, the time difference that Ross made up on the first day, or the difference between Ross and Ricky on day one, was pretty much the same time difference that they finished with, just reversed as far as Ricky made up that time on Ross over the race. So I was so at the edge of my seat. I'm a big Ross fan just because I know him and I've raced with him, and I mean both of them are super nice guys, but it's like home terrain versus foreign terrain, so I'm very, very happy Ricky won, but I was rooting for Ross. I wanted Ross to win. No. And at the end of the day, the faster rider won. I mean, I think that Ricky gave us a masterclass at how to manage a race like this at that level. I mean, he was just so freaking consistent every single day. And I kept on thinking that the Honda team is kind of going to surround Ross, and, Ross has no backup out there, but that was never the case. Each Honda was actually riding their own race. And I think Adrian was really pushing. I think Adrian, if any, he was hungry for a better podium. So I think he needed to put up some results.
Like, I don't think he's had too many lately. So, I mean, podium at Dakar, what more do you want than that?
Yeah.
And I think, has he had a podium ever? I think this might be his first.
No, he was with was he with Yamaha
He was
before?
with Yamaha.
He was with Yamaha and Shorty when that folded and then came to us. Hey, William, how old is Branch? Do you know?
I don't know.
Curious.
I mean, he's probably in his 40s. I can ask him. I don't know if he's going to answer now. He's probably partying.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, he's definitely been, especially in South Africa. I mean, in South Africa and Botswana, where he comes from, he's a national hero in Botswana. Like, there's somebody sent me a picture of the billboards in Botswana in the country all have what stage it is today.
Really? Dude,
and
that's so
exactly cool. Like, the whole, I can promise you that if he lands in Botswana, if the president don't meet him, there will be thousands of people like greeting him at the airport. It's a big deal for him.
That's pretty amazing.
So it will be interesting. But yeah, he's definitely, I mean, Ross, I hope you don't take offense, but I don't think he's young anymore. I mean, let's put it this way. What's young? I mean, I'm going to say anything below 35 is young. That's where I'm drawing the line.
And he's an airline pilot, correct? Or something like that?
Yeah, I did just like charter flights in Okavango Delta for years. So if you go on a safari, he'll take you out and drop you at your camp.
My question for you, since you know him, to some aspect, like, so does he actually have to work all year? Can he just focus on rally? I mean, because I think that plays a big part into what goes on into Dakar. Like, you're training all year, you have to work, you have to support what you do. Do you know his program at all? Or
yeah, so look, I think when it all started, I don't know if you could pull up his profile on the screen there on the Dakar website, but I think when he started, it was a big deal where everybody got it behind him and pushed. I mean, I think he did his first one with Baz in 2019, around there, and I think 2019 he was the best rookie, and he pushed as a privateer for a very long time, and then there was some, like, when he finally went with Yamaha the year that they folded, I think, according to me, that was the first year where he was a factory rider, because up until then he was pretty much just privateer and funding his own thing his own way, very much like Mason is doing now. And when Euro picked him up, my understanding at the moment is now he's a full-time racer with Euro.
Awesome.
But until the Euro thing, that he had to work and train and race. And I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is at the moment. He's full-time racing with Euro.
Well, I mean, it paid off this year, second on the podium. So
Yeah.
It did, man. And the thing is, so many of us has believed that he can do it, and he's shown us he can. Like, it's that age old thing where, this guy has made a decision, and I wouldn't be surprised if that decision is to win the Dakar. It's if you look at how he's increased over the years, it's always been and he's hard. He's hard as nails.
yeah, do you know? Has he had any major injuries or anything like that? Do you guys know of anything like that with him or for him in the past?
Yeah, look, I'm not aware again of any super major injuries that put him out of racing. I do know that he takes serious hits. I was in the 2018 Kalahari Rally, on stage 1. That was, I think, before he went to his first Dakar. He crashed on stage 1, and
Because he was trying to keep up with you, basically. No. And that's not possible. I mean, you see William Ride, it's like, forget it, bro. Can't keep, and then he just wadded himself. And that's when you guys became best friends.
No, that's when I got respect for him, because I can tell you what, that guy. So he hit a route, a tree route, and he was walking around being all nice, and we were all looking at his bike, and it was the RFR at that time. And then somebody noticed that the triple clamp on the front is actually cracked. Ooh. And he had fallen so hard that he cracked the triple clamp, and his body, the entire, if I recall, it's right side of his body, was just this massive, massive bruise. And I mean, it was a crash that would put most people out of a race. He won the Kalahari that year. I think it was 6 stages. He put the time difference. He was first, I was 7th. The time difference between the two of us over 6 days, he made up 6 hours on me over 6 days with that injury. That's how fast this guy is.
You let him make up 6 hours because you're feeling bad for him. Don't sugarcoat it, bro.
And the same thing on a bunch of other races. I mean, one of the Dakars, was it last year's Dakar? I mean, he took serious hits, that would take people out, and he just carries on racing. It's as if he doesn't, I mean, clearly feels pain, but doesn't let him affect him.
No. Yeah, this is, and I feel like he was with Yamaha. Right. And then
just
went
for 1 year,
then went with Hero. And I think I got to say that for both, even for Adrian Van Beveren, I mean, we knew he was fast. Like, he's fast on the Yamaha. He's a good rider, but his results didn't start showing up, I feel, until, switched to Honda, got a podium. It sounds like a commercial, but I mean,
yeah, I know with Yamaha, like they're testing their durability testing. They didn't have durability testing. Like Andrew Short started saying, "Hey, we have to do this." Short was really trying to push the team to do more durability testing, and they're limited to where they can go. Like, they didn't have like a Barstow like we have, or the Mojave Desert. They were really limited in what they can do with the Yamaha team. So I think that had a lot to do with how they finished, and it showed, because they kind of folded at the end.
Yeah.
So I've been hearing a rumor, or rumors, maybe you guys can tell me if it's true, that, Yamaha didn't necessarily close down their rally development. It's just that they stopped competing for the moment as a factory team. And obviously they're competing now in this T7, with the T7 on, I think they were at the Africa Eco race. But at least the word that I had is that, the development of the factory rally bike didn't necessarily stop. It just kind of isn't out there in the public eye. So that would be a very interesting scenario if they come back in a few years with a fully developed rally bike, which would definitely be interesting.
I know one guy at Yamaha that develops bikes, so I might have to tap into him.
Tap on that one
and see.
Well, the Fantic bikes, the MX bikes, the bikes that I've seen from them, they're Yamaha based. So I wonder if there's any kind of like co-development of the rally bike, but it does. I mean, I know on the rally bike side of it, I know that I believe it's Manuel Lucchesi from Rebel X is the one that helped develop the T7 that Paul Torres is racing, and that's Yamaha backed. And yeah, they're at the Africa Eco Race, which would be awesome to see. I mean, I want to see big bikes back, but I don't know that the Dakar will allow that, as they're on a mission. They're on a mission to slow bikes down. Yeah. You know, and make things more complicated. But yeah, I mean, and then Paul Torres makes anything look easy. I mean, he's this very talented trials rider, and then you put him on this big ass bike and he makes it look like he's still riding a 250.
It's insane, man. And I think it's more than making it look easy. It also inspires you. I mean, I think I could do a video skit one day of me watching a Paul Torres video and then going out and trying it. And that's that thing about what you think you look like and what you really look like. Because, I mean, if I tried, it's just a disaster. But, I mean, this guy, like, he inspires you. Like, you see the stuff he does on that bike and you're like, wow, like, okay, at least it's possible. It's just, I'm just not good enough.
Yeah. I just got back from like 5 days in Baja. We kind of got trapped on this trail. I'm like, I got to turn this thing around. It wasn't even wide enough to turn it around. And I'm like, oh, I can just pop it up on like 1 foot on the peg. The heel was off cambered. I'm like, I'm just going to pop it in first, pop it and pivot with the clutch in, just like they do in the videos. I can do it. And William, I tried doing it. I got it up. I'm like, oh, I'm going to fall off the side of the hill. I'm like, okay, maybe I won't stand on the bike. Maybe I'll stand on the side of the hill and just do it in sections. But yeah.
The key there is you should like watch a Paul Torres video for 5 minutes before you attempt it. You should really psych yourself up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I mean, I have to say it. The SoCal rally, it was a video by the guys at who was it? Daniel Sedlak Off-Road School, and then another one from Jimmy Lewis. That was just online video that I watched, and I can tell you that both of them saved my week because it reminded me, and I had never practiced it, but I'm like, well, if they did it in the video, and meanwhile I'm getting an audience. Brendan Crow. I'm on the side of this hill. I think Willem, you were there. There's I think it was one of the loops where you were going up and down and riding on the ridgebacks, and there's some really steep hill climbs and downhills. And I make it 3/4 of the way up, and the bike says no more. I'm like, okay, well, this isn't good. I'm facing the wrong way to go, and it was not going to go up anymore. And so I just remembered what I saw in the video, started walking, and Brendan shows up, makes it look easy, parks on the side of the hill, like no big deal, and I'm just like, and then later on I found out he made that stage on a 790. I'm like, and I'm on a 501, I don't know who made this thing. I would never ride this had I known. And so, but I mean, that's not, but I mean, there's some site, so use videos wisely, I think is the point of the conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So just because Paul Torres can do it.
Doesn't mean we can do it. No, I agree. That's like I said, I won't show those videos to anybody because it just, it'll be good entertainment. Let's put it that way. I see Nathan from Countershocks is also in. Hi, Nathan. How are you, man? Thanks for tuning in, man. It's good to see you here.
And Nathan,
I wonder, was there any Countershocks on deck, or do we know?
Yeah, I saw a post there. We'll wait for him to type it up. But yeah, he's. I saw a post from him that they had a few of the Countershocks out there. Which
nice,
dude. I mean, like we've talked about it at when we talked with the guys with David Pearson and the team, the American Rally Originals, Mo and them about all the comfort things and making all the little things that you need to, like the right gloves, the right the seat. Dave, you're talking about the Noguchi seats, like all of these little things. And I know that the same with the Countershocks. It's one of those things that helps with the vibration on the handlebars. It helps with the arm pump, and it helps with those. So anything, and yeah, maybe you don't notice it on day 1, 2, but man, day 10, I bet, I bet your hands are definitely helping. So he's saying at least 2. So very nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been using one now for the last 12 days. So I was out down in South Africa training I'm having my own mini Dakar, just riding for 12 days straight every day. And before that, I used it at, I think, Coast to Coast and at Baja. And at both the rallies, I did really well. And, and as he's like, well, yeah, it's because you had your counter shock on. So it really, definitely, I can feel a difference in the fatigue thing. I'm not good enough to feel this difference that some people talk about as far as, in the corners and shocks. For me, it's a very simple thing. Do I ride faster or not? Mm-hmm. And it seems like when I have the counter shock on, I ride faster for longer with less fatigue than if I don't. So, in my, let's call it amateur view, that works for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did spot there was a couple of pictures and there were some people asking about it. I did spot one on a swing arm, not a counter shocks, but another similar device on the back. So there's, again, I mean, it's like, to me, when I first found out about the counter shocks and how it works and the science behind it, I went back to some of the other forms of motorsport that have used it. And to me, I mean, when you look at, Superbike, and when you look at Formula One, when you look at motorsports that are on the absolute ragged edge, where they're asking if the rider went to the restroom before the start of the event or not, based on weight, if they put something on the bike, it's for a reason. Now, exactly like you said, Willem, I mean, it's like, exactly how much of a reason, how much does it actually do? Who knows?
So, you have one? You have your bike, Vic?
I do.
Yeah. So the installation on the counter shocks, could someone just buy it? Like someone that's not mechanically inclined and just put it on? Is that easy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that easy? Yeah.
Yeah. 8 Newton meters. And then you just pick a fork leg and then make sure that you can obviously turn the bars. You can turn the bars. Yeah. I actually have a demo unit. We should put it on your bike.
Dude, I ride all the time.
You do ride all the time.
I ride Mojave Desert from 5 miles to 100 miles an hour across the desert.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting to see.
If you put one on your bike, just make sure you use the code. I think the code's Dakar, because Nathan has been very kind. He's going to donate, I think, $50 per counter shock that he sells towards my Dakar fund. So cool. Nice. If you do get yourself one, make sure that you use that. I think it's Dakar, the code. So.
And do you know the cost on that, on those, where they run?
They're $350.
Yeah.
Well, that's not horrible. Yeah, I mean, it's cheaper
no,
than stabilizer.
compared to a shock upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah, and and on it, what I noticed, right? I used it on the adventure bike, so lots of unsprung mat, like lots of weight, dual rotors, big heavy Galfer rotors, big dual caliper setup. And what I noticed without touching the clickers was I think a lot of people, there's a certain speed where a graded road turns to glass, where even with the chop in it, it just kind of fades, right? You find that balance point. The counter shocks lowered the speed. So if I had to do 50 to get it to feel like no more vibration on the bars, where it just kind of felt smooth again, the counter shocks lowered that by, I want to say, almost like 10 miles an hour. So
like it made you go slower? I don't know if
No. At the speed. No, wait.
Yes.
No, I am hero. I ride fast. No, it's it was. So I just immediately chalked that up to, okay, well, so now less fatigue on my hands. And then, and mind you, admittedly, I have poor form. Like I feel like I know I have poor form. I know I could improve on that. And so I put a lot of weight on my hands, which you shouldn't really be doing. You should be balanced. You should have that. And so even with me and my horrible posture, or my poor form, and putting a lot of weight on my hands, I noticed that difference. So to me, it translates into 300 miles down the road, I'm not going to be as fatigued from it. And that's just something simple. I mean,
it helps.
Yeah. So for me, you balance, I mean, to me, like the ideal setup, like, okay, if I went and bought a bike tomorrow and had no time for suspension work and just go, okay, well, if I couldn't throw at least the springs in it, I would do the springs, the counter shocks, and then just focus on the clickers and then find out what it needs. Because it does make a difference.
I've been racing my whole life. I'm a big suspension guy. And when I was racing, I'm like, I would run the same trails every time after I got something done because I know how my bike should feel. I know to have the supreme confidence in your bike, like, okay, I can hit that rock and I know how my bike's going to react. So like for me, like I do have a Yamaha in my garage that I ride. Got it from the Japanese guys. And I've been playing with suspension on that. Then me and Ron Schuler got it really close at ESR suspension. And it feels really good. But yeah, I'd be interested to try that just to see how big a difference it does make on the trails that I ride all the time. That, you know, like you said, if I normally do 65 miles an hour down this whip trail, then I'm like, oh, wow, now I'm in fifth gear when I was normally in fourth. So I wonder if it'd make a difference or not.
Exactly. No, with the whoops, it makes a huge difference. I posted a video from my training about, like, you know, and I specifically did it to check the difference, you know, because there is this continuous debate on whether it works or not. So it's like, you know, it's a long section of whoops, and my general speed that I could get through on those whoops with it on was way faster. Maybe I was just fitter, but still I felt more confident on the whoops. It definitely worked more. But Nar, what you say about the suspension and stuff, you know, and the thing about motorcycles and racing is that what I love about it so much is you learn all the time, right? And the way that you said about, like, a suspension is that thing that's always freaking people out, including myself.
I love it. Dude. For me, it's pretty simple.
You know, now that I'm learning about it, and there's this fine line between where do you become full of nonsense and you're like, you know, that guy that's just always, the bike's never right, and the guy that just rides the bike. And for this last 12 days, I said to myself, listen, I'm going to spend time, even if it doesn't feel right to me, in the sense of, even if I feel like I'm moaning to myself, but I'm going to spend time tuning the bike to the point that I get it, and that the bike, like exactly what you said, that if the bike hits a rock or a stump or whatever, I know how it's going to react. And, you know, it was the most valuable 2 days I've spent. And this is on a bike that I've had my whole life, you know, and simply because I've done that and take that time. So that's a really good tip for anybody that's taking the next step in riding, because that's what I'm learning now.
Like for me, like again, when I was, you know, I've won Hare and Hound championships and I've won district championships and blah, 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 and a ton of races. For me, when I was like full-time competitive racer, everyone's like, oh, you got to put cams, you got to do this. And I tell them, I'm like, look, bro, if you can't hold it wide open in every gear in all kinds of terrain, leave your motor stock. You don't need that. If I'm going to put any money into my bike, it's going to be suspension, because that's going to make the world of difference. I love whoops, dude. I just love whoops. I can do, when I was racing Baja, I'm like, I'll take all the whoops. I'll take Felipe. I'll take as many as you want, because I just love whoops and know how to ride them. But with my shoulder injury, you know what? That'd be really good to see if that would help, because my shoulder gets fatigued, because I had 4 surgeries and have a hemi in my shoulder. But anyways, I'm getting off track. So back to what I was going to tell you is, you know, I love suspension. I was playing with it. And then one helpful hint I can give you, or anyone listening, is that when you're out in the trail, you know, that's when you make your adjustments and clicks and stuff like that. So, you know, the shock, the forks, when you make your adjustment, always go in 2 clicks, because you can always remember 2 clicks. Did I go 1 click or 3 clicks? Always my movements when making my suspension adjustments are always 2 clicks. That is
such a great tip, because that happened to me.
Yeah. And if you're not sure, be like, oh shit, where am I? And then I'm in the desert. Then I'm like, okay. Then I go all the way in, count the clicks, and then I write it in the dirt so I don't forget, because I've had 1,000 concussions and I'm forgetful. I go, okay, that was 16 clicks. Okay, well, now I'm going to go back out 16 and add 2 or take away 2 clicks. Always 2 clicks at a time, because you can always remember 2.
Yeah, and go by 2s. Yeah. And see, and that's interesting. I've heard the other, or from what I've heard in talking to suspension, like Ty Davis, Zip Tie Racing.
Mine.
Yeah. Be aggressive. So 2, 4. He's like 4. Your first adjustment is like 4 clicks. Just go big, and then you really notice the difference, and then you know, wrong direction.
Well, yeah, I kind of agree with that, because if you know your bike and know your suspension, then you're like, oh man, that's way off. okay. And then for fine tuning for me is 2 clicks. I'm like, it's just, it feels a little heavy in the front. For me, I ride over the bars like old Danny Hamill. That's how I ride. So for me, my front's going to be stiffer, you know, and I like my back just more of a
That's
drop.
what she said.
Yeah. I'll never forget her that night in Bangkok.
You know how I know Willem's had his coffee. Yeah, I totally missed that. That was a layup too.
It was. It was quick this morning. Yeah, and then I like my back. Just I'm not even. Never mind. Now I'm gonna be careful what I say. But the rear end, I like the little drop sag. But my front, I'm gonna have it set up, the rebound set up a little bit quicker because my weight is over the bars through the whoops and stiffer, and I want my back to track a little bit too. And then too, I mean, I don't know about you, William, but like an old desert racing trick, deep whoops. You're on the gas, you drag your rear brake to keep your back end tracking. Also, it's a thing you have to practice.
Yeah,
and I learned that from the pros and the guys I used to ride with.
Yeah, that's a pro tip. You'll pass me in the whoops, don't worry. I'll be the guy going over them one by one.
Oh, dude, you want whoops, bro? I got miles and miles and miles.
That's me and
miles of whoops. Just come out to ride with me.
Hey, Willem, I'm with place. You. I ride them one by one.
Oh no, dude, just like and what's good is the nice deep ones. You could hit one and gauge it and like jump 3 or 4 and just like boom. Boom.
Carry on.
I think and
then you just like start. Oh, dude, I love whoops.
See,
bro.
and I hear
that's where your suspension comes in. You get back to that. You have to know your bike. Know your suspension, and something like counter shocks that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Where do you get? Do they have a website or you guys?
I dropped I dropped the link in there, and then
are there any shops locally or?
Yeah, I happen to know of a shop that's just getting started, grassroots, called Rallyworks. That's got
nice.
So
nice.
But yeah, I mean, you can order them directly from the website. Willem, you said Dakar is we think is
if you do buy them, please. I think Nathan can confirm, but I think it's just use Dakar as the code or something, and he'll funnel some of that to me. So that would be great.
Counter shocks. I think Victor has a tester you can try. If not, I appreciate that, bud. But yeah, I would like that. And then, like I said, I ride all the time, so I can definitely give you feedback. Because I used to do a lot of testing for blah, 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 blah.
A few other companies.
So, getting back to the Dakar, I mean, I guess North America, guys, I mean, I don't know about... I don't think there were any Canadians in there, but I think there was definitely shout out for old Jacob. I think this was his second Dakar. He definitely ran into problems somewhere, I guess, because he was running quite well.
Yeah, it's Jacob Augibright. Augibright you're talking about?
Yeah. So I'm just thinking about North Americans, Parker Guerrero. I mean, he finished.
He was
big shout out to him. Yep. He was at Baja. He finished. I don't know if there were any other Mexicans in there, but he was there. Western Car, which I haven't met, but Ace Nilsson sent me a really nice info piece on him. Seems like he's a hard as nails dude, so that's awesome that he did it. Ricky, Weston, Jacob, and Kyle. That's it. So 4 Americans, 1 Mexican. It's insane if you think about how many riders they are out here.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna have to figure out how to work our way one by one and do their debriefs. How this one going. I mean, and I think to me, the big one is Kyle. I mean that one's got to be all of them. Not to detract from anybody's achievement, but for Kyle, the unfinished business and then doing it in Mallet Moto class. I mean, that's just.
But dude, doing it with no penalties. Jeez, come on, bro. That's impressive.
Let's see.
No, Kyle is a monster. And I think I'm talking under correction, but is this his 3rd Dakar? I know he's gone to Dakar before he went with American Rally Regionals. So I think this might have been his 3rd one. Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, that must be sweet, sweet, sweet victory, man. I mean, I don't know what I would do after that. I do. I just don't think
you're going to find out next year, bro.
I can't say it on the show. But I can tell you I would have
Is this a family show?
This is a family show.
I was going to say something. You're so lucky.
Yeah, let's for the most part, let's try and keep it clean.
To give you an idea with that, I mean, Stuart Gregory a friend of mine as well from South Africa. This was his 5th Dakar. He's done all of a Malamoto, and he's like, this is the toughest Malamoto he's done in his entire, or toughest Dakar he's done in 5 Dakars.
Do you
He's
know,
like, this
William,
was
do you know,
next level.
you said he's done 5 of them. Do you know the cost scale from the first one to this last one? Has it gone up tremendously? No,
it's gone down for him.
Just because of sponsorships, or just because?
No, just because you get to know the system, I believe, number one, and number two, doing it Malamoto, like in his case, you start making good connections and friends. So a stupid thing would be like, he puts his bike in with the car teams that comes from South Africa. It does come at a risk because, another friend of mine, Henny de Cler, crashed out with his car, and Henny had all of Stewart's tires and mousses. So he had to make a plan because Henny exited early. He's like, sorry, dude, I'm going home. Wow. So, there's risks involved, but I think from what I understand, he's doing it on a dead shoestring budget because he owns his own bike, and he's doing it on Malamoto. So he basically pays the entry fee and ships his bike to Saudi, and that's it, and ships his bike back. But I mean, it takes big balls to do that, man. That's the exact reason why I think for me, Malamoto I'd like doing it. The whole decoding Dakar thing is kind of doing it as far as the best. What can I as an amateur do to give myself the best possible chance of success? And that's not Malamoto. So maybe a follow-up Dakar might be, once I've done it, might be a situation of, okay, what's the cheapest possible way you can do Dakar? But I don't want to risk that until I actually have done it.
Yeah. Now this is the sales, Adventure Taco sales training. It's not cheapest. It's the most cost effective.
Yeah. Cost effective. Mm-hmm. Hey, so you commented you like fire roads and sand washes. You have to take me to this. Have you been to Vic's house, William? No? Yes?
No, I have not. No, I've only been to San Diego.
So in conversations with Taco, I'm like, dude, you riding today? And he's like, bro, I'm on this road. I'm just going to go back and forth like all day long. I'm all, a road is, no, dude, it's kind of gnarly. It's got it's like these bumps, and I want to see this road today, bro. Was I on it in my truck? Is that the road?
Yeah, you just got to go further. On the halfway point, those chatter bumps get pretty big. But they just graded it. The grader's over on the other side.
So I'm not getting the full road.
No, but actually, if we get some rain I think we're supposed to get some rain tomorrow or the day after, we could get some lawn chairs and go sit up on the hill and watch all these guys in their Subarus just total their cars. Every time
drive Subarus. I didn't know guys drive Subarus. I thought there was a very specific stereotype tied to Subarus, but maybe not in California.
No, no. It's because everybody with a Subaru in California that's got a WRX is Colin McRae. We are Colin McRae. And they always use this.
We call it collective Colin McRae.
The collective Colin McRae. Yeah. Collectively Colin. So, but this graded road, I mean, honestly, this graded road is pretty rad. And for that kind of stuff, and especially when they grade, it's like as soon as they grade it, word gets out and everybody's coming through here. And then it rains, and literally, like, I could come home at any time of day and there's either a tow truck behind me or coming at me, because somebody sent it into this. And I'm just like, dude, this road's never changed. It's always the same. It's sandy here. It's muddy there. Why are we having this conversation again? Like, dude, you guys should have this. The car should be able to drive it by itself. Like, it's just that burnt in. But, I don't know. They do it. But it's the one for, like, if I want to test for loose bolts or like to verify that I forgot to torque down, like, say, the pinch bolts on my 790. That's where I go to do to properly. Nice. That's my durability.
I thought it was your training loop, bro. I don't know.
I went in one in the same. I mean, I got a road book for it. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's lock gates everywhere. You can only go one way, but for reference points.
You don't know that when you're doing the road book, though. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I'd probably throw that for a loop. put a waypoint on the wrong side of the fence. Get yelled at. But nice. So, Willem, we've got to catch up. We've got another episode, right, of the Decoding Dakar coming up.
Yes, there's so much happening since we've last spoken. I've done some really in-depth interviews with the ASO, trying to get to the bottom of this whole new point system. And I've got great, interesting news to share there for you guys. And we're really pushing to get certain or North American rallies awarded more points because of the quality of the racing. That's a big discussion point with the ASO currently, so I've been busy with that. I've got some news as to what's happening in February and everything with my own Dakar qualification. We've got some feedback about flying with the air vest. That was interesting, but I made it back and forth, so we've got a good blueprint for anybody that wants to fly with it. And then lastly, I did a whole, at my training in South Africa, it was a scenario of I had to take my old bike, which was a 2012 EXCW or EXC for training that was built into a rally bike. And it kind of opened up the whole idea of, how obsessed we get with our bikes versus just going out and riding. This bike's got 665 hours on the clock. And it doesn't miss a beat. I'll get on it today. So there's a whole kind of mindset about do I save up? And I know you, especially Vic, you like to get your bikes 100%. Whereas I'm just like, look, if the thing has got wheels and it's turning, let's go. So there's that balance, But the funny thing is this old bike, I had such a great time because most of the days outside of Cape Town, there's a small dune field. It's not very big. And I was like, okay, for training, pretty much what you guys now describe, the whoops in the sand, just do the same stuff over and over and over. Even though it's a small area, you need to get fit. And but it gets remote in areas, and a lot of my friends are like, oh, you shouldn't be riding there alone. And it was so beautiful, and I think that's the whole thing about the community is like out of 12 days, I think 10 days every day I had somebody different come out and ride with me, which is great because you end up riding with somebody. But of all of these days, there was always some bike issue somewhere. But the old bike, I can't call it the Bomber because that's Nar's name. But, my old bike just, every day, it never gave any issues. And I was like, maybe we spend too much time on looking at our like spending money and effort on our bikes versus getting out and riding. So I think that's something we'll chat about as well in the next episode. But definitely there's so much going on with the Decoding Dakar stuff. I'm super excited to share with you guys. And I'm like so pumped for the year. We've got so much happening. I do think that this will be pretty much the busiest year in North American rally that we've seen up to date, Baja Rally's entries is going through the roof. I think it's going to be a huge party this year. Very excited. We're having a info call this coming Tuesday. So anybody that is signed up for for Baja, make sure you join that info call if you have any questions. Definitely.
Yeah, I saw the email go out, and I think it's going to be interesting. I was poking around on it last night, and they're posted there. They just had their first round of entries complete. So it's looking like it's going to be a really good party. It's that rally this last year. It just felt awesome. There was a different. Nar.
I don't know. I left after day one, bro.
Yeah, but still, you're still there. You're still there.
You have to be there. You have to enter. We got to see you.
Yeah. So we'll get the Bomber will return. Dun, 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 dun. Cue the Terminator music.
Maybe I'll work on it.
I think Nar needs to return. Yeah, can't you get one of these rally bikes from Dakar this year to come and do it, Nar? You don't have to start with an old bike.
Johnny's got a couple up in the rafters, so maybe I can then let me take the Silver Bullet. We got one called the Silver Bullet.
Ooh.
It was the prototype to the Gen 2 or something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I did see that in
one of my stories, probably.
Yeah, in one of your stories, I saw it in the background, kind of pass. And I'm going, wait, that looks like. Yeah.
Johnny's got a few rally bikes up on the wall.
Ricky's got a practice bike, doesn't he?
Yeah, but
I mean, it would be cool.
Wouldn't it?
I think your New Year's resolution should be asking uncomfortable questions this year. Maybe that should be your goals. Like, see how far you can get by asking the uncomfortable question. You know, like for me, like, you know, I've resulted that, you know, this year's going to be the year that, you know, I'm just going to solicit strangers for money because I'm going to Dakar.
Well, I'm
like,
sure
you
it wouldn't
have
be
to,
your first time, bro.
You
Family show, family show, guys, family show.
You know me way too well.
I think
that was worth 32 cents. What do you mean you're not going to pay me?
easy. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, that could, I mean, you never know. The answer is always no if you don't ask, right? So, you know, maybe we can practice this. Ricky, you know, I'm your huge biggest fan. And see, what you do is you got to do it so when you know he can't call Johnny right then and there, and then you tell Johnny that Ricky said, you just play mommy daddy.
Yeah.
You know? And then maybe you end up riding a, you know, an HRC.
You said if it's okay, I can do it.
Those are still HRC's bikes.
Oh yeah, that's
And
true.
they got to give permission to go anywhere.
I don't doubt it. I mean,
they do let me transport them.
yeah.
That you know what, I do have that trust there.
They give you the
just might
tracking device as well.
I just might transport it to Baja.
Yeah. I don't know. Or
You can always go rogue. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah. How come's Nars not with Honda anymore? Well, he took Williams' advice.
Yeah. Last I
Like,
saw him, he
I
was in
might
Cabo.
I might not be a Dutch guy coming to do the Baja 1000, but I'm definitely driving a bike across the border that I picked up in San Diego.
Oh yeah, I know, right? El Dutchy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That
story.
is the story of the year, man. And it's so nice that still exists. You know, because the bike manufacturer's biggest problem today is selling bikes to youngsters. It's like, here's this guy just showing us how it's done, like living the dream.
Yeah. That's, you know, go travel, go show up, race, make it happen, and then go out and have fun. And he's still out here riding, I think.
Hey, Crispy wants to go ride
did he
robots.
never go back? He knows his mom's going to give him a hiding because I saw an interview with him where he's like, yeah, I don't know if my parents know I'm here. I'm like, what? Like, so he probably hasn't gone back yet.
Yeah, I know. Or is he ever? Or did he just earn his wings and he's gone?
I have no idea. I think he's like a phantom, the Phantom of Baja. Just pitches up in weird places.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see with the next adventure. Maybe we're going to see him at the Dakar. Who knows?
Dude, we've been talking for almost 2 hours.
I know.
It goes by quick in the taco studios.
In the Adventure Taco Studios. You guys saw the behind the scenes if you saw the story. You see what we're seeing now from the other side. Yeah. So, all right, Willem. So we're going to go. Let's see.
Guys.
Yeah, we got to get you. I'll hit you up after, and we'll get scheduled up for our next Decoding Dakar episode. I did drop your website in the chat. If you guys saw that there, I will do the other one. Thanks, because you have a pretty nifty device to help people get into rally.
Oh, yeah, and you know what? The coolest thing happened. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. I just before we were talking when I was supposed to be working, but earlier today I actually had a meeting with our manufacturers, and you know, there's a lot of flack coming out of China, but you know, the similar to Cove or Cove. I mean, how do we pronounce it, guys? Is it Cove, right? That sounds very French.
It's Cove, but we're just like Cove because we think
a lot of people I've heard. People are saying Covey as well, but yeah, since we're in America, I think Cove is going to be the way to go. But as with Cove, you know, these guys that I'm working with are super, super kind of focused on, you know, transparency and having the means to actually address stuff quickly. Mm-hmm. And so when they came out with the 2600 nit screen, I was just like, whoa, I am blown away. And I ordered a bunch, and I was like so happy because I was like, okay, this is going to be it. And I'd kind of broken my like integral rule of, test, because in my non-hardware development brain, I thought that all we're changing is the screen, right? What's the big deal? The device, the unit will still be still have the same reliability. So out of 10 units, all 10 screens gave me problems. Obviously, anybody who bought one of those, it's been replaced already. It hasn't been an issue. But we took what we learned in my hasty experience, and that actually addressed the issue. And, they're sending me, we'll have to get you one, Victor, hopefully. They're sending me 4 new units that is going to be like 100% made for bikes, and they all have 2,600 nit screens, which is super, super cool. I think Mike Johnson from Rallycomp is onto the right track though, and he's probably one of the most clever guys I know in the world, and he's like, you guys are fighting the wrong fight. It's not about the brightness. You can make it as bright as you want, it'll still glare. And he's working on a different type of display, and I think that he's going to be the one to crack the code. I don't have the ability to, first of all, I don't want to compete with anybody, but second of all, I've gone down the road of the brighter screens. I have to see it through. So yes, hopefully, hopefully when SoCal comes around, I'll have some test units that people can run that will be a completely new more purpose-built than the current one rally device that we've taken and learned from everything. But, the standard device that we have is bomb-proof, reliable, very visual. Nora Lee from Itchy Boots has been using one ever since first Baja Rally, no issues, traveling around the world with it. So I'm happy. What I do, I tell people that, use it as a training device as opposed to a racing device. And I think out of the American Rally Group, that's also what's been coming out, is people are happy to train with it, but they still want to race on paper. And, that might just be something that is the reality. But my goal is to make it accessible to anybody.
Question for you, Willem. Because I obviously make road books and been doing it for a long time, and I have a different way of doing it. And I'm a paper guy. So when I go out and test my routes to verify them, if something's wrong, or, I just pull off my cover and get my Sharpie and make a note. And then at the end of the day, hopefully I don't have that many notes, but if I do, I do. And then I go back on Rallycomp and make my adjustments on the route. How possible or feasible is it to have a tab where you can actually make corrections? Say, I'm looking at your site right now, and it's like 577.32 left through some houses. And I was like, oh, I should have put a tree on the right, or something's off. How feasible is it to make one to where you can just use a pin on the tablet and make a correction on there and have it take?
It's so feasible that that's how I make my road books.
So you can write it on your road.
You can't write it physically with a pen. You drop the pin and you basically put onto the pin or onto the description what you need. But I build road books as well as my other, let's not call it business, but the other, what I'm trying to as an income stream is to make road books for races. And so we do that in quite a few places. And my deal is that I pretty much guarantee the accurateness of the road book. But that's based on the fact that I have a pretty much a foolproof way of guaranteeing accuracy, and that is because of the fact that you're using technology. When I saw that clip of there was a whole clip about the Dakar guys, how they make their road book. I almost had an aneurysm. I was like, these guys are driving the route and they're making notes on paper. And it's my whole ethos is like, the more you want to take the options for failure and the options for mistakes out of it, and that translate to data, right? Because all a road book is a data set. So the more automatic input you can have in the data set, the less chances there are for human mistake. So while road books will never ever become completely automated, with the right technology, you can make, I cut down my road book making time by half by using technology. So, I mean, you and I can chat afterwards, but yeah, there's ways that you can do it, and it'll make your life so much easier, and it'll make your road books even more accurate, because you'd be able to drop that, whatever it is, that instruction at exactly the point where it is at the road book. So when you go and do your adjustments, it's already there. All you have to do is physically make the adjustment, which takes a few seconds.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's I saw that at Sonora with these guys. They showed me the software that they use to create the road books. If I remember correctly, it's still called River Notes, and it's basically Microsoft Paint, and it's just it's super like I was blown away by. I'm like, why don't you guys use, why they weren't using Rally Navigator? And then I saw later on after the event, I saw a conversation by the Rally Navigator crew and one of the guys that used to work with the ASO. That was his last event with them, and they're showing it to him, and he's just like shaking his head in awe because of how much faster and how much simpler it is to make a road book on Rally Navigator. So I've got I'm working on a video for that already, here's the most basic road book making, right? And you can get as fancy as you want. I mean, we saw some of the notes that they had in the stage briefings this year. And you're like, dude, if you haven't been writing road books, you would never understand what's just visually. You just visually check out. But I don't think a lot of people understand that road books are actually pretty simple. You can make them as complicated as you want, and we've all done it. We all come from the era of, totally getting dated right now, but the era of, Yahoo Maps, and you print out the instructions to get to the place that you needed to go to. And, at one point or another, whether we like it or not, if we were driving and growing up in that era, we actually navigated a road book, quote unquote. I mean, it's not really what we see now, but it's pretty much the same thing. 2 miles, make a left. That's the street name. Well, instead of a street name, you've got 2 houses, a tree, might as well be the street name.
But that's what I love about it, and that's exactly what you're saying, Victor. Is you can make it as hard or difficult, so hard or easy as you want, based on the information you choose to put in. I'll give you an example. I have a road book that's 46 kilometers long, and it's the same road book, but one road book has got 127 notes in a 46 kilometer stretch. And for exactly the same one, I can cut to almost 50 notes. But the difference is the 50 notes one is you're gonna be an advanced navigator, and the 127 note one, you're gonna be a beginner. Yeah. And that's what I love about it. You can take one data set and you can tune it to, for the beginner you put the street name, and for the advanced guy you give the cap. And that's what I love about it. You can fine tune it whichever way you want. But it doesn't seem like the French or the ASA has figured that one out yet.
No. Well, hopefully soon. I mean, it'd be crazy to see how fast they start making road books, and then they just end up making them longer because now they can write more notes per day.
Maybe, Nar, if you and I go to the ASO and say, listen, we're not French, but we can cut your roadbook making time in half, which means you can make the entries cheaper. What'd you say?
Yeah.
Because I think a big part of what we're paying for is the fact that there's a damn team out there riding trucks for pretty much probably months on end to make road books, which they don't need to do. We could actually bring down the cost of Dakar for
I don't
people.
know if they'd bring down the cost. They'd probably pad their pockets and be like, oh, we deserve the extra money. We're going to keep it for all
these years.
We're not French enough anyway. They'll never. You guys know that's the MO. It's like the official policy, right? The Dakar will not do business with anybody that's not French or a French company. You guys know that.
No, I do now.
I did not know that.
That's why something like those, those trunks, the Pierre Henry, the Malamoto trunks, it's only a company in France that makes them, and you only can buy those trunks from Pierre Henry, and that's it. You're not allowed to use any other tote or trunk. You have to have those trunks. That's also why they're only using ERTF. That's only why they have all the rights for the TV, all of that. As the ASO, their mandate is to do business only with French companies.
Only within their companies. Interesting. Wow. Very interesting. I did
So
not know
unless
that.
we start a French company, maybe we should ask Luc Valentin to start a French company, and then we can start do business with them.
Yeah,
For sure.
And Adventure Taco International, ATI. Dude, that's got a pretty good ring on it. I mean, we already are. Just start the whole conglomerate, Chasing Waypoints just happens to be a part of it. Nice. Awesome. Well, we'll let you get going. We got to wrap up this live stream. We're getting to the end, and it's breakfast time, man.
Dude, I'm hungry, bro.
Guys, it was so great to chat. And Victor, thanks. And Nora, thanks for all the work you guys put in. I think so many people benefited from following the Dakar this year with everything you guys did. So, making Dakar more accessible every year is a big deal. If somebody asks me, well, how do I get into it? I can't find any coverage. I'm always just like, listen to Chasing Waypoints, man. It's there every day. And I think the consistency, I think all of us will take a nice break at the end of this and be like, I'm sad it's over, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I don't have to post tomorrow's route. People don't realize how much work you guys put in. So, thank you. I know it's pretty much a full-time job for no pay behind the scenes. So thanks for that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And yeah, tomorrow morning when I wake up at 3:30 in the morning and I pick up my phone and I don't see any stage alerts, I'm gonna go into withdrawals, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out. Nice.
Cool,
well,
guys.
Thank you, sir,
thank you so much. And Victor, we'll catch up. Nar, we'll catch up. I'll have to come and show you how that software works, but it'll change your life.
Yeah, good to talk to you, bud.
Awesome,
cool, man.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks.
Be well.
Peace out.
Thank you. All right, so that was Willem Avedon.
Yeah, cool.
Very nice, dude. We're literally where are we at here? Let's see. Where's the timer? 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 15 seconds.
You gotta go, bro.
Yeah, it is time to go. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in and saying hello. And everybody, Chris B, yes, we can chat. I don't know. Send me a message on Instagram at Chasing Waypoints, and we will start to connect because it is game on. Dakar hangover is a real thing. I'm probably going to need a couple of days to to get back into the norm. But it's time to get a bike ready. We've got SoCal Rally coming up. We've got Battleborn Rally coming up.
I got to call Kent.
I know. It's time to talk to Kent. So a lot of things that are going to be happening this year, and we got to get ready for them. So we'll be working on that as much as we can to try and bring as much information as we can to help make it easier for people to get into this. It's
I'm
not
interested
that.
in those counter shocks. So
and the counter shocks, yes.
Yeah. I want to try that and then give you feedback and give them feedback and see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really interested. Just looking at the website and what he has set up, it looks interesting.
There's a lot of like
in your bike too. So
yeah, it's pretty. It's not scratched.
Yeah,
I guess I don't ride it enough.
That's good. All right.
Anyway, all right, guys, take care. We will see you guys in a few days. Stay tuned. You guys will, if you're following along on the podcast, this is recording as well, so you guys will get a chance to hear it on the podcast side of things. If you're on YouTube, you'll get to see us on here. And don't forget, and then hit the Q&A section. If you're on Spotify, if you're on any of the other platforms, feel free to hit me up on Instagram, and then you can always add your comments here on the live stream. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was the 2024 Dakar Rally. Very awesome to see everybody competing and making it happen. Again, hats off to Ricky Brabeck, putting in the work all year, making it happen, getting that top podium spot. Kyle McCoy bringing it home, top 10 in the Malamoto class. Very well done. Jacob Argubright out there putting in a hell of a show and still making it happen and riding a pretty much a development bike. I mean, I see it. So very well done to all the guys, everybody that participated. Very awesome to see. So we will see you guys. We'll see you guys shortly. Yeah. I'm not even going to say when because it's going to be soon anyway. All right.
Peace out.
See you guys.